Welcome here to a brand new weekend of racing at Los Alamitos Racecourse. It's time for some of the 2-year-olds to now get going. We already had the trials for the kindergarten. Obviously, that was a great weekend last week, but we have more 2-year-olds now getting ready, getting their starts out, and maybe pointing towards maybe the Edinburgh coming up later in June. So we'll get a few 2-year-olds still beginning to get their legs stretched out, and we got some nice 2-year-olds coming up this Saturday night. So welcome back to the program. Jose Contreras here with Chris Wade. Chris, a nice winner that you gave us last week. So you're 2 in a row. Nice price 2 weeks ago. I might have killed your price just a little bit this past week, but you got a nice winner with Tres Lunas.
Yeah, I thought the horse had a big look off the big workout, and the horse had previous numbers 2 back when the maiden breaker was very impressive. And I thought it was that big look from the inside post off that very impressive workout. And you did kill our price at 7-2. It was our price play, and then you had to go and do what?
Make it your my best bet.
Best
bet.
So we got 620, but still the horse won well, and that's 2 weeks in a row. Our top choice and previous show horses got up 2 back. We got a 15-1 shot, went off at 12. Pacifica home, and Tres Luna got there. So we're trying to make it 3 in a row. And tonight's pick is going to be a horse that I've always thought had a stack of ability.
Yes.
Has been a W and a multiple W on many times in this horse's career, which is a horse to watch. And horses put back-to-back victories in a row. We're talking about Terrific Phoenix. And this horse is just going great guns. It's got a half brother running a little bit earlier on in the program for Parsons Ranch. But this horse won well last time, 2nd in a row, and did it with run left in the tank, trying to drift out a little bit from the inside post, was under a hold, trying to keep the horse from drifting out a bit further, but very impressive performance and earned another quality figure on my charts.
Yeah, and then we're going to, talk about this race, race number 9, the grade 3 Kaweah Bar Handicap, purse of $40,000. They're going 350 yards. And you're going to give us your Terrific Phoenix. We've highlighted this horse multiple times as your selection on this show throughout the years. He's now a 4-year-old. And he's always had ability, right, Chris? He always has that ability to close ground late. It looks like he's breaking a little bit better, though. So he might be getting a little bit more consistent out of the gate, which is a positive for this 4-year-old gelding.
Yeah, this horse has had multiple instances of a length and a half, 2 lengths of trouble, and showing a stack of run late. He's gotten out of the gate decently in his last 2 starts. And if he just breaks and runs a typical race, got a big look there in this affair.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Moonist Stakes back on March 17th. There was quite a few runners in the same event, maybe 4 or 5 runners. But Terrific Phoenix was the rail horse. So talk to me here about Terrific Phoenix on the inside post.
Yeah, he's standing pretty good for him, moving his head around a little bit right there, and timed it very well with a clean getaway from him. Broke good, kind of in away from the gate, but he's right into the lead up against Hes Chickless there, who's always very, very quick away from the gate, and not his best distance at 400 yards. But this horse is starting out well, starts to drift out nearing the wire, and the rider trying to keep him off the outside runners. But he had run left to give and galloped out very well as per usual. So big look at the outcome.
Yeah, and that's a runner that can finish well. Obviously finished well there in the second half of the race. And the final 8th was 9.57. Yeah, 9.57. Actually, I'm going to rewind this side replay. Let's take a look at the drone shot here. 9.57, and the drone shot here from up above kind of gives us an idea of the kind of trip he had, and they timed the gate break pretty well, because that break right there is fairly well by his standards.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But you see how quick Hes Chickless is. Horse is a bullet away from the gate, but this horse always puts in a big run past the gap and always can finish very, very well. It's trying to drift out a little bit near the wire. The rider trying to keep him off the outside horses, but you can see him gallop out into and through the turn. Very impressive performance, and he's gotten the gate in decent fashion the last couple of starts. If he continues, he's got a big look in this affair as well. Yeah,
we got a field of 10, good field of 10 here, and plenty of prizes to be had. You can run is in a little bit of a winning streak. He's in gate number 8. He's 5-1. So the morning line favorite is Terrific Phoenix is Alaventurero at 7-2, who was a beaten favorite in that Terrific Phoenix race. I'm a little bit. I'm worried about the inside post for the 1, so I'm going to try to beat the 1. I don't like that post for that gelding.
Yeah, he's been on the inside post. He ran decently from the inside post prior efforts, but not his best position for his style of racing. But he ran a decent race up against Terrific Phoenix last time as your favorite. Had a little bit of trouble away from there and kind of back bobbled and brushed a little bit, but still decent effort. But with everything factored in, Terrific Phoenix is starting to pay us back for all those multiple times we put this horse on the ticket and expecting that big effort. We always got the big late run. It's just a matter of getting out of the gate. And like last time, the horse got out of the gate relatively late for this one style of racing and has a big look for Paul Jones and Parsons Ranch and Company in the finale.
Yeah, I do like Terrific Phoenix as well. I think he deserves a strong look based that he's breaking a little bit better. He always shown the ability to finish, but also give you the viewers a long shot that I like here in this spot. You're playing the vertical, so you want to just play a long shot straight. Cato Cole was a runner that, he's an old pro that was always in the mix as far as hitting the board. Last time out, he had the rail, and I thought he just kind of hesitated at the start, didn't get out as cleanly or as quickly as he could. And he was always playing catch up to the sharp you can run and just being a friend who was also in this race. But now, second time off the layoff, I like the move to the outside post. He's shown the ability to be much quicker out of the gate than what we saw last time out. I just think that he could be ready to fire a better effort. At the price is attractive. 12-1, that's a runner that I want to be able to back there at that kind of price.
Yeah, the horse outside post expected, clear past the wire expected. And his number is right there in the mix. So with a number of horses in this affair, he figures right there with the whole field. So the numbers at 12-1 in the program just puts this horse in the mix, and second time off the layoff could very well benefit this horse and draws well for the one style of racing. We'll be out there winging, saying, catch me if you can with expected clean getaway.
Yeah, and Jesse Gonzalez has been heating up for the barn of Juan Element. Believe they had a couple of winners last week at Los Al. So it looks like Jesse Gonzalez is riding a lot of the barn up to this point for Juan Aleman. So that's a preview of the grade 3 Kaweah Bar Handicap, race number 9, going 350 yards. Chris likes the 4. I like the 10. Let's see if we can complete an exacta box there to end the card on Saturday night. Tell me what else are you tackling as far as night lines and simulcast signals? Of course, Remington Park is in full swing.
Yeah, well, the first Remington Park, we're doing races 5 through 12. And got some quality stakes races on the program. And then at Sam Houston, we're doing races 3 through, I think it's 3 through 10. And I got a first-time starter that I'm just all over in that third race. So check out the Nightlines programs and or the website. On the website, Chris picks our selections. And this horse, if you get the morning line, I doubt very seriously because the horse is works so impressively in that Artama Park work. Anything 14 or faster in a 250 training race there is very impressive. This horse was like 13.7, 13.8. Was like second best or fourth best, something along those lines of 69. And the barn's going great guns with the baby. So the horse is like 3-1 program. If you get that, we'd be very, very lucky. So, but it's my top pick in that third race at Sam Houston. Sam Houston races 3 through 10. And 5 through 12 at Remington Park.
All right, you can find Chris's analysis not only for, of course, the Los Alamitos live through the paddock there, the simulcast signal, but also his written analysis for Remington Park and Sam Houston this weekend on the Nightlines and also at losalamitos.com. All right, Chris, best of luck with your selection. Let's see if we can make it. You can make it 3 in a row. Terrific Phoenix in the Kaweah Bar, race number 9.
Yeah, as my grandpa say, let's get her done. And happy birthday, bro.
I appreciate it. The big 3-9. So celebrating this today on this Thursday afternoon. So wrapping up the preview show today, and then we'll head out for dinner after the show. So Chris, thank you for that, and have a good rest of your Thursday. I'll talk to you this week at Los Al.
All right, boss. You have a good night.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick 4s. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick 4 often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 pick 6 promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.
Welcome back, and we are back here to wrap up the show with Professor G. Orlando Gutierrez, our Director of Marketing and Publicity at Los Alamitos. Professor, great trials we had for the kindergarten last weekend. Plenty of 2-year-olds shined, and a few 2-year-olds that had trouble. We'll make notes on them because obviously they might improve next time out. But it was a fun night of trials.
It was. Fear and Fridays ended up as the fastest qualifier. Trainer Montia Rosa having a chance to go now for his 4th consecutive victory in the kindergarten futurity. And how about Jaime Gomez? Gets 2 horses in the trials. Jaime, no one has won more kindergartens than Jaime Gomez. He'll be looking for a chance at victory number 9 in the kindergarten futurity. And one of those runners, Play Misty, for Dutch Masters 3. Dutch Masters 3 has a great history in the kindergarten as well. They'll be looking to add another victory to their outstanding AQHA championship type career that they've had for Dutch Masters 3. And how about the workouts that we showed last week, Jose? We went through, we showed 8 runners that had workouts, and 5 of them ended up qualifying to the kindergarten final. Play Misty was one of the works that we showed. We also talked about Exploiter and showed that work. They work together, Exploiter and Play Misty. Zooming on Home qualified, My Bud qualified, and Hey Was qualified as well. Bull Market, who was one of the most impressive workers that we saw, just barely missed out on getting a spot to the kindergarten futurity, but certainly a runner that we got to keep an eye on for the rest of the year, Jose.
Yeah, for sure. There was plenty of runners that shine, and a few of them that you could tell they would improve after having that experience. So I'm sure quite a few of those will be targeting those summer futurities here at Los Alamitos. The complete list of qualifiers here, as you wrote in that article on losalamitos.com. Fear and Fridays, My Bud, Cedar Hill, Zooming on Home, Hey Was, Play Misty, Exploiter, Set the Edge, Freightliner, and Val Sofia. Now, one of the runners I was looking forward to watching run was in the nightcap. Bull Market. He did not get away all that well. He kind of hesitated when the gates opened. And I thought he might have had a shot at the bubble, Professor. He unfortunately did not make it. I believe he ended up 11th in the times.
Yeah, a couple of runners came out of that last trial. So like you mentioned last week, you get into that last trial and you start looking at the bubble. Time to sweat it out. And a couple of them did qualify out of that final trial. And that final trial was pretty loaded. We saw several really nice workouts come out of that going into that trial, and they did not disappoint those runners. I think Bull Market will have bright days ahead still, Jose.
Yeah, for sure. The way he ran after that slow break, he definitely has talent like he showed in the mornings. But Fear and Fridays, the fastest qualifier to the Robert A. there, kindergarten futurity, coming up in a few weeks here at Los Alamitos. You can check out losalamitos.com for all the news, recaps, and of course, plenty more information as far as workout analysis, previews, PPs, even the workouts as well, all for you at losalamitos.com. So let's run it back. Let's run it back like last week. Let's talk some workouts for the babies. We'll talk this Friday night card. Excuse me, the Saturday night card. We did preview the main event, the Kaweah Bar with Chris Wade. So, Professor, how about we focus on the babies and we talk some babies here, beginning with race number 5.
Yeah, 4 consecutive races for these juveniles. I believe it's 34 horses in total that are going to be running on Saturday, these 2-year-olds. And these ones are now starting to prep for the trials of the Edberg Million Futurity. That takes place in early June. So with about 5 weeks to go, these horses are going to start getting that 1 star. Remember, they got to run at least once prior to the Edberg Million Futurity in order to qualify to be eligible to run in the trials. So a good timing for these runners to get that maiden race out of the way. Some of them had already raced. There's a few that have already raced, but plenty of time. In case something does happen, they still have time to maybe one more time prior to the June Edberg Million trials. But a lot of really nice runners in this one, and the distance as well now stretches out 300 yards for all these runners making their debut. Let's take a look at race number 5, Jose. I'm going to spotlight a couple of horses that are in this race. Number 2, Spades, for the Knights, for trainer Pat Vischer. I thought this horse had a really nice workout. And then we'll go to number 4, Apollitical Bet, had the fastest of 48 works. Let's start off with Spade, though, however, a tempting dash colt out of the graded from the family of Greatest Stakes winner Caniska, and he's going to outwork Nibela Traviesa. He's on the outside post. He's going to go 12-5. Nibela Traviesa is going to go 12-7. And you see there, Spice stalled, tall in the gate before breaking in. They were even early on. Space kind of slid a little bit to the inside, but then he's got that big burst of speed. You can see it right there on the 116 pole. Just pulls away from Nibela Traviesa very, very easily. And he was not being pushed at all through the lane. And then look at this really nice gallop out. Look at this one, Jose. Finished very, very strongly. Just rocketing around that turn right there. His time was the 26th fastest of 54 works, but we got to highlight that because just the way he finished.
Oh, I love that. I love his energy. You can tell he wanted to do more. The rider was a nice, easy hold. I thought that was an impressive work there by Spates. He'll be drawn in gate number 2, sitting on Ed Berger's morning line at odds of 7-2. I just love the way he kind of kicked it on second half of the workout and then threw the gap out. You can see there was plenty more left in the tank. One more to recap in this event. How about we talk about Apollitical Bet, the 5-horse?
Called by Apolitical Blood Jose. He's out of a stakes place mare named Favorite Bet. He finished ahead of a horse by the name of Rose Bouquet in the breeding lines on Rose Bouquet. Favorite Cartel out of Remember Me Rose. So it doesn't get any better than that. The workout time for Apolitical Bet, 12.3. Rose Bouquet went 12.4. You can see Apolitical Bet's going to be very active in the gate before the start. He's kind of moving his head around a little bit, but it's going to break really fast, going to dip slightly to the inside, straightens out right there, finds plenty of room out wide. It just goes powerfully under a very easy-going ride. The jockeys just kind of let him work on his own, doing the things on his own. Again, very strong across the wire and just continues to pull the rider past the finish line before going on that big stranglehold right there. And again, the time was the fastest of 47 works on April the 7th.
Yeah, that was a nice move. Nice, very professional run. Didn't move out or move in a lot. So that was a nice work there by Apolitical Bet. The best of 48, like you mentioned, 12:30 back on April 7th here. A few more pedigree notes to here that I have to highlight for this field. The one Apolitical Rocket sold for $210,000 at the Ruidoso Select yearling sale. Look at that breeding. Favorite Cartel, Apolitical Time. That makes this one a half brother to the great Apolitical Jess, just one of the standout runners. But the dam in itself, she was sensational on the racetrack.
Yeah, she made over $900,000, won the Grade 1 Super Derby, ran in the Champion of Champions the following year, beat the boys in the National Championship, had another incredible campaign. And like you mentioned, the mother of one of the greatest stallions of all time, Apolitical Jess, another stallion that we see every so often, Panama West. She's also the mother of that stallion.
Yep. So tremendous pedigree on the one. That's why that one, went for a hefty price of $210,000 in race number 5. Let's go to race number 6 here. 300 yards for the 2-year-olds, and these are fillies. These are the females, the fillies. We got a field of 9. We got the morning favorites towards the outside. That's Elsia for Paul Jones.
Elsia is going to work with Powerful Wise Lady, the number 8 runner. In this one, who do you want to go with? I'd like to take a look at number 4, Work With It.
Yeah, let's start.
Powerful Wise Lady and Elsia.
Yeah, let's start in post-position order. So let's start with the 4, Work With It. So Work With It by Favorite Cartel at a Working Blues Girl. Working Girls Blues. $62,000 purchase at the Los Angeles Equine Show by Dr. Ed Allred on the Steve Bird's consignment. Workouts in 12:30 and 12:40. Let's look at that April 7th workout.
Yeah, this is a full sister, Jose, to the world champion Blues Girl 2.
Yeah.
A great family, Bluesman 2, who's a Grade 1 winner, a Morla Blue, a little nice horses from that family out of Run the Dash. And Work With is going to work from the outside post. It's going to finish ahead of Be Careful, 12.4 versus 12.7. She's going to stumble a little bit there at the start, recovers nicely, then puts her head down and just goes to work right there. Keeps a really nice straight path. I really like that. has a big lead past the gap, and just plenty of room to run. And look at the way she continues nicely there. So I really like the way that she recovered from that little mistake at the start and then just finished really strong. Third fastest of 48 works.
Yeah, what I liked about that, not only that she was quick to recover after the bobblehead start, but I like how professional she stayed after that. There was not a lot of drifting, not a lot of movement. She stayed pretty straight. She looked like a filly with a good mind already on her. So work with it. 12:40 workout on April 7th.
Let's now take a look at the this trio of runners.
Yeah.
Right, and we're gonna look at Powerful Wise Lady, who's gonna break from the inside post, and on the outside is gonna be Elsia. Both of them are in race number 6. They're actually gonna break right next to each other. Powerful Wise Lady is number 8. Elsia is number 9. And Powerful Wise Lady, a filly by Power Jam, out of a tremendous producer, another Wise Lady. We've seen a lot of really nice runners, including Kevin's Wise Corona, who ran in some Grade 1 races last year. And they're going to go 12-3, matching 12-3 times. Let's look at Powerful Wise Lady first. She's going to break a little bit behind Elsia, going slightly to the inside. But she's going to be quick into her stride. She accelerates nicely there to catch Elsia at the gap. And then the two match head-to-head from there. I didn't think Powerful Wise Lady was asked very much by her rider. Second part, and goes under a hold. So I kind of like that. And then you can see a nice gallop out from there.
Yeah, for sure. And she did it fairly easily on her own. She was not really asked for much. So she is on the inside. The middle runner she's forgot to write down the second part of the name.
Yeah, she's a favorite.
She's a favorite, yeah. So she's in the middle. And then Elsia is on the outside. So now let's talk about Elsia on the outside here. And this one in that trio outside. A little bit of it was a clean break, but it kind of took a few strides and now gathered her rhythm.
Yeah, she was hustled early on, Jose, and responded nicely. And like we mentioned, she had an early lead on Powerful Wise Lady. And even when she gets challenged there, she still fights on and ends up, even though she drifted in a little bit at one point, she was corrected right away and still with the edge right there at the finish line.
So she's going to go in 12:30. They're both going to be given 12:30 for that workout. Powerful Wise Lady was inside and Elsia was on the outside. So that's a look at 3 runners from race number 6. That was Work With It, Powerful Wise Lady, and Elsia. They're in race number 6. Race number 7, as we flip the page here, another 300-yard event. And then this is a field of 8. And this is probably the workout one of the workouts that has impressed me the most thus far up to now. We'll talk about Norco in just a bit. But first, how about Terrific Rock and Roll, who is a sibling to a runner that is in tonight's featured event?
Exactly, Jose. Terrific Rock and Roll, Terrific Phoenix, right? The Kaweah Bar Handicap and Terrific Rock and Roll, Parsons Rock Colt, the Grade 1 winner, and we see her all the time. Terrific energy. She has so many nice babies. Thermonuclear energy, terrific first down, terrific synergy. So many greatest stakes winners out of this mare. And this colt's going to work from the inside post. And it's going to finish ahead of BF Outrageous Andrew, 12-4 versus 12-6. He's got his head turned a little bit to the inside. Breaks okay, fumble a little bit after there. But again, picks up speed really quickly, angles towards the inside, opens up a nice lead. And then even he's being hustled a little bit at the midway point. But towards the end, the rider just kind of sat chilly, let the horse do his work. And again, we got to like that gallop out again.
Yeah.
Energy there for Terrific Rock and Roll.
That's the patented Terrific Energy stride right there, right? They lengthen those strides. They cover a lot of ground. But you know what's a big positive for this one is that he showed pretty good gait speed. Like, you know, that those first few strides, he picked up his rhythm very, very quickly, which is a big positive sign for these kind of runners, Professor, because, you know, usually it takes them a little bit to kind of get going out of the gate. The fact that he was in the mix early on and try to show some speed, I think that's a big positive for Terrific Rock and Roll.
Yeah, they always show talent, and then at 3-year-old year, they just explode and they just get better. A lot of them continue on and have really nice campaigns as they get older. But yeah, for those for that breeding, really nice energy. Maybe from Parsons Rock. We had a horse by Parsons Rock that ended up qualifying to the Edberg Million Futurity last year. Rocking with Energy, I believe the name.
Yes.
Ended up running second, right, in the Edberg Million.
Yes. Another runner to highlight here is going to be Norco. And this runner really impressed me on the morning workout. Norco here was on the inside of this workout, and he will be clocked in 12:10. But this was the way he was striding away was pretty impressive despite drifting out.
Yeah, he's going to bobble out of the gate just a little bit. Then it's going to dip in slightly to the inside. Now, he's the inside horse here. You saw him kind of go a little bit to the inside, but then look at the way he's going to explode to that big lead. He's going to drift out once again, but way ahead of the workmate. Ends up winning by about 4 lengths there. And again, what a flyer right out of the gate. Even though he bobbled a little bit, as soon as they asked him for just some, he just took off, Jose.
Yeah, I was impressed by that. And I'm going to rewind this workout just because it also looks like he might have brushed the inside part of the gate when he bobbles here. Focus on the inside part of the gate when he stumbles. Right there, looked like his hind end might have hit the inside part of his gate stall. And I just like how he picked up his feet very quickly after that, Professor. Usually some of these horses got, all right, a few strides together, my rhythm. He was quick in the stride, big speed, and the fact that he still clocked in 12:10, I thought was very notable.
Yeah, that may have been the reason. Good eye on that, Jose. That may have been the reason why it looked like he bobbled a little bit at this start. A full brother to Greatest Stakes winners, Circle City and Nomadic. Norco, definitely one of the standouts of the night. We'll be seeing him in race number 7. From the outside post, and young Gabriel Lara gets the riding assignment.
I'll tell you right now, Professor, that's my best bet of the night. You can lock it in, put it in the program. That's my best bet. So that's my single in the late pick 4. Norco there for Scott Willoughby, Gabriel Lara, Dr. Ed already, homebred, and you mentioned the pedigrees. Those 2 siblings, Circle City and Nomadic, multiple Greatest Stakes winners. One of them was a debut winner. The other one won second time out. I don't know which one is which. I forget now which one is which, but they're both very good win-early pedigrees.
Yeah, they both went on to win, like you mentioned, multiple stakes races. Circle City ended up in the Champion of Champions. Nomadic won the Governor's Cup Derby and then the Southern California Derby. So you definitely can't go wrong with that kind of a pedigree.
Nope, that's for sure. So that's Norco, very highly touted 2-year-old based on that workout and the pedigree. All right, let's go to race number 8. 300 yards again for the 2-year-olds. We got a field of 9. Got a couple of workouts, actually one workout to show you in this spot. We do have 2 runners with racing experience. Play Fair, the 6, who just narrowly missed by a nose. She's probably going to benefit not only from the racing experience, but also the extra 80 yards based on that debut run for her. But let's talk about the 3, right? Call Her Perfect.
Yeah, let's look at Call Her Perfect. Homebred by Dr. Ed Allred. Favorite Cartel filly out of the mare Without Fault. And the mother, $45,000 earner, Perfect Mom. It's going to work from the inside post. Going to finish ahead of a Favorite Cartel gelding named Fool Hearted. Call Her Perfect had her head turned towards the inside before the start. Bobble leaving the gate there, but recovers nicely. Under a hand ride. Took her a few strides to get rolling, but picked up the pace after the gap and then traveled very smoothly while continuing under a hand ride all the way around in a nice gallop out. The 7th fastest of 35 works here for Call Her Perfect. I think she's got a pretty good chance here. It's a pretty wide open field. Like you mentioned, some runners with some experience. The 6th, Play Fair, had a really strong finish. Ended up finishing second to Apollitical Wave. I think she'll get a lot of play as well. And I got to keep an eye on Sassy Britches from the Barno trainer, Eddie Willis. Coming in from Remington Park. Eddie Willis qualified 2 horses that came from Remington Park. 2 of them qualified to the Kindergarten Futurity.
Yeah, and one runner I want to mention also is the outside runner. She's a favorite. She's a favorite worked in the middle with 3-team set there. That was part of the workout with Powerful Wise Lady and Elsia, that workout that we showcased there, showcased in the previous race. She ended up finishing third best, 12:50 in that workout, but I feel like she looks like a filly that's going to enjoy the longer distances. She gets 300 on debut. Pedigree, she's a half sister to that Grade 1 Super Derby winner, Jessica Cartel, who was a tank of a horse. He really, really loved the longer distances. And of course, he ended up winning the Derby, which got him to the Champion of Champions. And he was a runner that really liked to stretch those legs. And I think that pedigree is there for her on the outside to really enjoy once she gets more distance.
Gets more distance, a little bit more seasoning, maybe grows into herself. Just like Cartel, the PCQHRA Horse of the Year during his 3-year-old campaign. And definitely a tremendous runner. Looking forward to seeing. She's a favorite there. Leslie Joyner and, of course, Wally Joyner, the former Angel Superstar owners of the 9. She's a favorite.
So that's a look at the 2-year-olds, some of the 2-year-olds that will be competing in Saturday night's program. Saturday night's program is a 9-race event. The viewers already saw my opinion up to this point, Professor, what I had here in race number 9. I want to get your opinion. Chris likes the 4. I'll let you know that I like the 10 at a price, Cattail Cove. Tell me, who do you like here in this spot?
I went with Hes Chickless, Jose. I think that last race, he broke fine and just couldn't get the job done in a very competitive race there. I think the top 5 were just maybe a length, by about a length. I'll give it a look at 350 yards there. And I think he can still deliver the early speed. And I like the odds. I believe is what, 5-1?
Yes.
The odds. And those people also, You Can Run. That old veteran, that Grade 1 winner, he's looked terrific this season. 2 for 2 this year and draws a nice outside post for You Can Run. It's a really good field. A lot of these are coming back from the Moonist handicap. I'll give Hes Chickless another look.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. A nice rematch. A lot of these are coming out, like you mentioned, coming out of the Moonist. So it'll be a little bit of a rematch for plenty of these runners. That'll be the Grade 3 Kaweah Bar Handicap, race number 9, purse of $40,000 on Saturday night. Professor, thank you for going over the workouts with me. The workouts proved to be a good thing last week's show. Plenty of runners came back to run well. So let's see if it happens again. Let's run it back with this weekend's 2-year-olds.
Absolutely. And one more baby race, I believe, on Sunday night. And there's one that I'm really looking forward to seeing by the name of Devil's Tower. He's one to watch on Sunday night if that race does get carded for Sunday. First post on Saturday, Jose, 6:55 p.m.
Yeah, and Devil's Tower was impressive in the workout. He worked with the workmate for Juan Aleman, isn't it? Isn't it Juan Aleman?
We've seen that the companion already went.
Yep.
And Devil's Tower definitely one to remember.
Okay, so 9 races on Saturday night at Los Alamitos, and maybe we'll have another baby race on Sunday once entries come out. All right, Professor, that's going to do it for this week's preview show. Anything else for the viewing public?
No, just looking forward to the weekend. If you're looking for a place to enjoy the Kentucky Derby, you have still time to reserve a nice table in the Vessels Club. Jose, a tremendous menu. Enjoy all the action in the Vessels Club. 714-820-2681 to reserve your table. And if you like, more of a sporty atmosphere for that great day of racing, don't forget Burghart's as well. Yeah,
that's a great spot to be. So you can still find some seats there by calling and making your reservation for Kentucky Derby week and Kentucky Oaks as well. So Friday and Saturday coming up just about 9 days away. So, all right, Professor, thank you for joining us. Have a good rest of your Thursday afternoon. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you so much, Jose. See you at the races.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick four often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 Pick Six promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.